Welcome back to the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every week on the Dynamo Podcast Network. Head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Audio versions of the show are available on Anchor. And if you'd like to contact the show, we're available on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Joining me tonight for the final Monday mashup of the season. Lads, it's been a journey. Great to have you all on. Some old and some new. Anto, welcome back. You've been missed.
What's the crack, lads?
Great to have you back, as always.
Hey, Anto.
Nice one, bud. Nice one.
Hey, Anto.
What a love in, huh? Let's start with some of the results. We'll just quickly go through the results of the weekend there. I mean, obviously the key ones were Spurs qualifying Chelsea into the Champions League with a 4-2 win over Leicester.
Niall, sorry, I thought this was just a celebration of Liverpool getting third. Am I in the wrong podcast?
You're definitely in the wrong podcast.
Yeah. You should be on the one with Joe, who was on last night.
He's in me wardrobe.
Of course, we'll have to mention the champions, Man City, absolutely smashing Everton. Absolutely brilliant. Then obviously United picking up a good 2-1 win against Wolves. Stuttered over the line a little bit, but got there in the end to maintain that big 5-point gap between themselves and Liverpool. What a season.
Unbeaten away all season.
All season, yeah.
Villa beating Chelsea 2-1.
Get in there.
Yeah, not the worst at all. Of course, Liverpool going out and doing what they do. Workmanship, 2-0 win, no pressure at all. And West Ham qualifying for the Europa League with a 3-0 win against Southampton. Outstanding.
Fair play.
I suppose when you look at there's Arsenal, first time out of Europe in God knows how many years, unbelievable.
25, I think, was it?
Something like that, something ridiculous.
Spurs deserve their place in Europe, I have to say.
Look at Grant looking. Mentioning Arsenal up in Europe.
I'm prepared today now.
Spurs deserve that every day of the week. Well done, Spurs. Well done, Spurs. Getting European football, love it.
Yeah, and that lovely trophy they could potentially win that they got out of TK Maxx. TK Maxx. Lads, let's quickly get in. Obviously, just to mention on the podcast, Europa League, the Road to Gdansk, both shows. One released today, the Man United one, the Villarreal one will release tomorrow.
What's the Europa League?
The Europa League is that thing that all these people on this screen thought we were going to be in next season, but they got.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
It
might be in January.
It's similar to that quadruple you celebrated back a few years back.
We won't.
Along with the Community Shield that you celebrated as a quadruple.
It's only Mickey Mouse when you're not winning it.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Also, Champions League, we're going to be dropping 2 episodes. Obviously, Ian came on and did Chelsea's road to the final, and Alex came on and did Man City's road to the final. We'll be keeping an eye on you two boys this week as the nerves build towards Saturday. It should be electric.
We'll be in constant communication with me and
Wayne is setting up one of them camps so they call in there, he's sitting in the room in the nip all day.
I heard he's setting up a GoFundMe to potentially pay for his heart failure.
The only Irish Man City only fans page.
No, we need to do what they do on Sky Sports with the old boxing thing. Get in and Wayne to sit down and just no filter, just none of this friend bollocks. Just go at each other's throats.
Like one of those slap competitions. So when your team scores, you give the other lad a slap.
Me and Wayne will be all right, to be fair. I think me and Wayne will be all right.
Yeah.
Why do we're doing these live from bars next season, lads?
I say that now. I'm trying to act calm for like previous episodes that I've been on certain podcasts. So
let's get into it anyway. Wayne, farewell to Sergio Aguero.
Riddance to little bollocks.
Yeah.
Scored more goals against us than anyone. What a player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. What a way to cap it off as well. His 2 goals were absolutely sharp. Like outside of the foot for the first one, and then the header was like a Robin van Persie-esque almost. Man, it was quality. That was a great goal he scored. But it's just really sad, man. You know, the memories. His goal was a pivotal moment for the club. You know, his famous goal, and I think you could argue that if he didn't score that goal, the club's direction could have went very differently. You know. And it was a big thing, and it's a big thing losing him. You know, it's sad to watch him go. I think seeing Pep crying all at the weekend, I think he was crying because he knows he's after letting him go you know, when he still got plenty left, like, but look, it's awful sad. But
Yeah,
anyway.
when you say the club went a different direction, do you mean they would have had to spend 200 million that summer instead of 100 million? Is that
I was
what
just
you
going to say that.
You can see the wheels turning in Dino's head there before that.
Absolutely.
Dean, give us another farewell. Obviously, we said goodbye yesterday to Gini Wijnaldum as well. Absolute model pro.
No, just on Sergio Aguero, what a player! Probably one of the greatest strikers in football history. Just some of the stuff he did. Remember, he scored a goal against Liverpool in the Etihad from nearly the corner flag, and I was just sitting there and I was like, I can't even be angry at Pepe Reina for coming out too far off his line. The man just used everything that you needed in a world-class striker. He's definitely up there with Henry and Shearer. We're moving on because I don't like giving anyone off City credit, so we move on from that. You're lucky you got that out of me, Wayne. No, credit where it's due. Yeah, Gini Wijnaldum. I was a tad bit emotional last night, but then I'm coming out and hearing all this shit today that family members want to throw FSG under the bus and X, Y, and Z, so he can go and fuck himself. Everything I said about you yesterday, Gini, you're a twat.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on anyway. Ian, you might want to take this one, and probably Wayne will take this one as well. I won Emerick Laporte. 1 minute you're French, the next minute you're Spanish, the next minute you're robbing the spot off Sergio Ramos. Lads, talk to me.
Mad, isn't it? Well, you go first, Wayne. Like, is that?
I was going to say, not one Real Madrid player made it into that Spanish squad.
Isn't it?
Who did he used to manage again? Who was do you know what I mean? Like, so there was two. I think there was 2 injuries to Real Madrid players. Fair enough, but there was like 3 others he could have picked from. You know, that definitely could have had the show for getting into the team. So, and then Laporte getting in just is I don't know. I think it's brilliant. Shows how awful the French thing. I know they're the world champions, but the French FA or whatever, like, they've been awful for years. The big fallouts they had at previous World Cups and all, but players, and, you know, that's a common thing with France. You know, it's not the first time something like that's happened. So, yeah, it's all a bit mad, really, I think, and I'm delighted for Laporte, man, because, you know, with Stones and Diaz playing so well for us this season, man, he still when he got his opportunity, he still stood up, you know, and he still played quite well. So, you know, I'm delighted for him.
Good stuff.
Wayne, just on Laporte, do you see him, if he has a good Euros, potentially even City with Stones and Diaz, like, being so good together? Like, a player that quality shouldn't be sitting on the bench every week.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, to be honest. You know, it's a bit hard because they've started to play him in that left back position, but then obviously Zinchenko's playing very well there. You got Cancelo there as well, so it's a bit hard to see. It's a bit hard to see, like you said, him staying in the squad. And he is quality. Maybe he would go somewhere. Maybe go to Europe. I don't see him going to another Premier League team.
Isn't it crazy though that last year they said City didn't win the league because he wasn't in the team, and now we can't get a game?
Yeah, they said were saying, like,
crazy.
everyone was writing John Stones off, probably including myself. You know, saying, like, because of the performances he was putting in, the mistakes he was making, and now look at him. You know.
Wayne, you said you don't see him going to another Premier League club. Was that out of loyalty, like the career that he's had? What? Like,
No, just because I just think he's quite a Eurocentric player, man. Like,
yeah, but like, I think if the right Premier League club comes up with the right money, because City are still going to have to balance the books this year as well. Like,
what team is going to pay that money for him? What team?
Depends on
Liverpool and Tottenham.
Depends on the fee, doesn't it?
Chelsea might have the money, but who's really going to pay that money?
But Chelsea don't need him. I know what you mean. I'm just saying, like, if you had like someone that probably did want to kind of splash out or something on a quality defender, like, I'm sure it would be a case that City would sell. You know,
I just think. Well, there you go. Like I was going to say, I think if he was going to take a wage cut, if he was going to take a wage cut, he'd go back towards Europe. I think, like, you know, because that'd be more his inclination, more
PSG possibly. Yeah, he's French as well. That's a good show.
Send them on loan to one of the teams that's coming up, Brentford or something, if they come up.
I think. I'm not biting.
Don't mind me.
I nearly went there.
He's just still excited over getting Champions League spot. It's all good. Couple of things for you in Chelsea. Tuchel sweating over the fitness of Mendy and Kante, but it looks like they're going to make it to the final by the sounds of things.
I think they always were. I think he took them off kind of at the right time. Do you know what I mean? I think the media was more sweating over it. Like that's a fucking Daily Mirror bleeding line if ever I heard it. Because he came out and said like they look like they're going to be pretty good like to go. So even like that precaution of just taking Mendy off at half time yesterday was the right call. Do you know what I mean? So I think the two of them are like pivotal. They're so fucking pivotal to this match. Like so, I think it was the right call to take Kante off when he did, and to take Mendy off yesterday. So
Yeah. The other thing to touch on, Jorginho finishes as top goal scorer with the lowest amount of goals
mad, isn't it?
in a long time. 7 goals, all penalties.
Mad.
Um,
And Olivier Giroud sitting on the bench thinking I've wiped the floor with all these piss ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's look, I mean, it's at the end of the day, you know, the props, it's very easy to forget the props that Tuchel's been getting since in the short space period that he's come in. And obviously he has players, you know, very like Pep and Klopp that fit his kind of style of play. Do you know what I mean? I do agree. I'm a Giroud man, as you know. But I guess, like, you know, when he's playing these games, look, as I said to you last night, Timo does a job there that he needs him to do in terms of that front three. They're all very dynamic, like the ball's over the top. I mean, look how fucking they basically destroyed Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Over 2 legs, destroyed them with that pace. So I can see Tuchel's trying to kind of make sure that his vision and the team he's trying to build going forward gets more kind of minutes than someone like Giroud or, you know, Tammy Abraham, who's quite clearly not fancied as well. So, yeah, like I agree, Dino, 100%. I'm a Giroud guy. You'd at least bring him on for your last, 10, 15 minutes or whatever. But look, I'm not willing to go against a manager that is basically got us into a Champions League final and did, we can all joke about, Spurs getting Chelsea top 4 yesterday, but like we all agree, it's 38 games. You know what I mean? And Dean made a great point yesterday. Like when you look at where Lampard had us and where Tuchel's brought us to even imagine being in the top 4 was something that I wasn't even thinking about a few months ago. So yeah, I'm not going to go against the manager on that one and start calling players out. I think next year will be a different team, personally.
Yeah. Graham, one for you. Harry Kane, Golden Boot, 23 goals.
Yeah.
Future Chelsea captain. Sorting out his new club yesterday.
Yeah.
Nice for him to pick up 1 trophy this season anyway.
Yeah.
He might stay now.
That's his legacy at Spurs, winning 3 Golden Boots. That's his legacy.
And he got most assists as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's the only thing in the Spurs trophy cabinet.
And he won't be there. Next season.
Here, if you're pricing him at 200 million, he'll be there for the rest of his life.
Yep. We don't know sucking the whole team.
And we have
200 million and 200 million and 100 million insurance for them dodgy ankles.
We go to Wayne the Golden Glove. Ederson, 19 clean sheets.
Solid defense all season. I think is it all agree. Ruben Diaz was the big factor in him getting a Golden Glove this season.
Yeah, what a signing.
Yeah, like obviously, look, you can't take away from the fact 19 clean sheets is amazing, but I think that Ruben Diaz, John Stones defense really showed him up for a while, and he was facing very few shots on target for quite a lot of the season. So,
just on Man City's defense, Zinchenko really stepped it up this year. He's put Benjamin Mendy. The only thing he has gone from is the perfect symmetry of his round head and his smile, because he's not a good footballer at all. Your man Zinchenko, big props to him. He's really stepped up this year. He's had a season like Luke Shaw. There's a lot of pressure on them too. There was talk of him going in the summer. In January, and he's made that left back place his own.
What about Kyle Walker, a player that I'm not a fan of, just as a fucking human being at all, but he's definitely had a lot more consistency I find in his game this year than previous years.
I think there was a level of maturity across the whole City team that we've not seen that they've been missing. Zinchenko, players like Walker, Laporte, all of them, like showing just, I think just getting used to. I think it's shown they're used to the rotation system. You're not going to play every week. You might not play in the same position. You'd be asked to do different things. But yeah, no, I think Zinchenko really stepped up. Zinchenko's like his Champions League performances were outstanding, like absolutely outstanding.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been brilliant.
Awesome. I'm shocked at Dean's love affair tonight with Man City and United. I can't believe it.
No.
And yeah, no, yeah.
I'll always,
The lads are all sitting
Aaron's
here
jumping at the bit
shocked.
down there
They're all
waiting.
shocked. They're looking and go, Luke Shaw and Sinclair.
Dean's not well.
I'll always
Bring
Real
that,
Dean.
bring
Very
that
good.
sexy man down there in the Chicago Bulls top on. Look at that top.
Graham's so shocked he nearly fell off his chair
Brahma
there.
Bull.
That's actually
The Brahma Bull, Project Rock.
Project
Lads,
Admin having a wank with the red face on.
we asked y'all. Oh,
I'm only
God.
out of work, man. I couldn't get the hours to put my balls down.
Final show of the year, Noel. And it's Uber PG, right?
I'm gonna miss these. We asked y'all to send in your combined 11s for the season, your manager of the month, player of the month, and
Here we
flop
go.
of the month.
Graham's gone.
I can't fucking find my fucking sheet.
You don't need your sheet because I have it all here. It's all good.
Oh,
One
then.
sheet is plenty, Graham. One sheet is plenty.
We won't be going.
Oh,
Is
spilled
it,
that.
is it though?
Imagine Graham working for Sky Sport at half time, going around the studio looking for his notes. Like,
One
That's
sheet
his,
is
that's, his,
plenty.
that's his Chris Kamara moment.
Yeah. My fucking notes,
No,
God.
no, Jeff.
Well, anyway, we won't be going through everyone's team, obviously, but we'll be going through the 11.
Why not?
Because
No.
we'd be here till tomorrow
What
morning.
was the point of me fucking doing that for me whole lunch break today?
It'll be worth it. Don't worry.
Could have been reading me bleeding comics.
Let's start. We'll start off with the manager of the year.
Jurgen Klopp,
it's-
hands down. Jurgen Klopp has to be.
It's no surprise who got this with 70% of the vote. David Moyes.
The Messiah.
Oh yeah, I picked Moyes.
I pick mine myself.
same here.
Absolutely no brainer.
Anyone here that didn't pick Moyes?
Nope. I didn't pick Moyes.
Yeah.
Oh, Darren.
Controversial.
Why did you pick?
Aaron picked the Rock.
I think I picked Pep.
You did.
No, I picked.
You
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Graham picked Harry Redknapp.
Look at Wayne with the
did
light
not.
up corner.
Let's
just
get
go.
in then. Let's get into player of the year. With 68% of the vote. Ruben Diaz.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of people sent in Ruben Diaz.
I picked
Who
Salah
did
for
I
the
pick,
record,
Noel?
lads. If anyone wants to, just so you know.
If
Who did I pick?
if you didn't pick whatever player is mentioned, you're more than welcome to say who you picked. It's not.
Yeah,
a
I
problem.
picked
Don't
Salah.
be embarrassed or not.
I picked Salah because I thought Salah got a raw deal. I'm just going to say why I picked Salah. He got a bit of a raw deal from the media last year and some sections of the fucking Twitter fans, and I'm sure you boys know that. The Liverpool lads know that. And I thought, look, I know Noel, you were saying he could have scored more this year, but I thought he had a very, very fucking good season.
It's all these English fans that just have a thing against Muslims. That's all it is.
Gee, well, the Dynamo Podcast Network pleads the fifth on that one. They are the views of Dino himself.
This is where my Jim Cornette disclaimer goes along the bottom.
Yes, these are the views of one man and one man only.
Sorry, a lot of Tommy Robinson's mates don't like Muslims, and they are football fans of other clubs than Liverpool. That's what I was pointing at.
No problem.
No,
Anyway,
but Salah for me, and then a close second probably would have been Ruben Diaz,
Fred.
to be fair.
Noel, who did I pick as player of the year? I can't remember.
Robbie Fowler.
no, I don't have who you picked in front of me. I only have who won. I'm not sure who you picked, but I'm sure you're going to tell me anyway.
Oh, I think it was. No, just I genuinely can't remember.
I think you picked Ruben Diaz, to be honest.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm
I
nearly
think
sure you did.
I think the flop of the year is gone. And you have to give the second one.
Well, funny enough, you say that, right? The flop of the year was a draw between two players, both achieving 38% of the vote.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
We
Now,
can wait, lads. We wait.
there's no
Say
shock.
the one who's
I'll
say the
say,
one who's most surprising.
yeah, no, I'll say the other one first, and I'll leave the surprise to last. The first one was Timo Werner.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Got us into a Champions League final. What are we doing?
He didn't get just anywhere near Champions League final.
He did, yeah. He scored the goal.
Jorginho did with 7 penalties.
That's in the Premier League.
And none of them in the Champions
In the
League.
Premier League, you madman.
But
It was his influence in the Premier League, though. You're right.
But an interesting one that drew with him that some people might be shocked with it, but some people won't. Willian.
Yeah.
Ryan Brewster, definitely.
I actually picked, do you know who I picked? And I picked the Chelsea player, lads. I picked Hakim Ziyech. And I'll tell you why. I'll give you the reasons why. I expected a lot more from him this year with his assists.
Hold on. He was the cheapest. He was the cheapest out of the 4 players you just bought. So how was he the flop of the year?
It doesn't matter. He was
injured for a good chunk of the season as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that was my problem. That was my problem because when he came back, like he literally, it was just the head was down. He gave up, like as soon as he lost the ball, he didn't track back around. It was only now, in fairness, Tuchel came back and got a couple of tunes out of him. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, like Timo Werner got 20 odd assists this year, and for most of the season, he was playing on the wing when he was a central
20 odd
striker.
assists.
Yeah, man, he had a fucking.
Was he assisting all ladies across the road or something?
The beauty of
I voted.
Get out with that, will you?
I voted Sadio
Yeah,
Mane.
Is that Graham giving me feedback? I love it. What are you talking about? Just because El Ari got the assist king and all that, you still helped us get Champions League, so the joke's on you.
I'll tell you.
What did I say?
That was
Darren.
Darren storing the pot and thinks it's Graham.
Aaron, sorry, Graham. Don't mind that Brahma bull down there.
Now.
Sorry, Darren or Graham.
Sorry.
Right, let's get into the combined 11. In goals,
Martinez.
shading it with 55%. Martinez.
Yeah.
Edison just missing out. But 2 great picks without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
How sad are Arsenal to let Martinez go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could use Leno as a mop.
They've done it all their fucking like for the last 20 years though. Ashley Cole, Giroud, fucking Martinez, like there's probably more.
Van
Van
Persie.
Persie,
Yeah.
you know.
Gabriel's gold tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your back 4, lads. Luke Shaw, Fofana, Ruben Diaz, and Cancelo.
Yeah.
No, Rudiger. I'm going. I'm out.
I picked that back line was mine, except I had Rudiger in there with Diaz.
I picked that whole back 4.
Yeah, same here. I picked all them.
Honourable mention to Vladimir Kufel off West Ham for the right back position.
I had Kil.
Honourable
I'd
mention.
agree with you.
I think in terms of that position, Rudiger and Fofana, it's a flip of a coin. I mean, Rudiger's been outstanding as well, but these are the votes. These are the votes.
And to be fair, they're fair votes because in fairness, let's be real, like Rudiger had like a second half of the season, he didn't play under Lampard. So
Let's be real.
Because it's a vote.
Just for the record, everyone sent me fair teams except Wayne. Wayne practically sent me the whole Man City side.
Well, he has to, like someone has to.
Thank God this is the last one of the season because he wasn't getting a void on again. No.
Me and you are starting our own. We're starting our own show next year. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Live from Joe's Dungeon, it's Ian and Dean.
In the dungeon. The From the Dungeon podcast.
No, Wayne, let me tell you something here, Wayne. Wayne, there's being boys and then there's being boys, all right? No, not having it, no.
Absolute bird brain, Bill. Bird brain.
Gimping ain't easy.
I think it's absolutely atrocious decision.
Lads, in
What
all
an absolute bird brain.
Ian, we have to get Al Foran on this show, don't we?
Sorry,
lads,
Bill.
in all seriousness, right, lads, how harsh are we not putting either of the Sheffield United centre-backs into that team? How harsh are we not doing that? You know, just they've had a phenomenal season. Phenomenal. They're not just good players; they're great players.
We could have them in midfield. You never know, Dino.
I would have had the Spurs back line in there myself. No, but
Yeah, which 4 out of 20?
Which one there? Keep chopping change every week.
Right, lads, your midfield 3.
Sanderberg.
Gundogan, Bruno Fernandez, and Kevin De Bruyne.
What? Who's picking these teams?
Who picked Fernandez?
No, we're going with my team. We're going with my mate this week.
Two picks,
We're going-
Fernandez, 17 goals and 12 assists.
Oh,
What
penalty.
do you with that?
Shut up, Yvonne. Shut up, Yvonne.
Those penalties. If it's good enough for Jorginho, it's good enough for Bruno Fernandez.
That's it.
Yeah, but he
exactly.
only got 7. The other lad got 10 more.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
No.
Fernandez.
Can't take Tillemans and Gundogan. No. So just stick with my team. No. No.
Gundogan fucking drove Man City for half the season, man. Scored loads of goals for us. His quality was.
I
Exactly,
thought
Wayne.
Souček for West
He,
Ham.
was- he was arguably Man
Yeah.
City's best player in the first half of the season.
Souček as well, you know,
for
yeah.
West Ham has been phenomenal too.
Souček's a good honourable mention. Yeah, I'd agree there.
He looks like he snorts smack before he
He
plays.
does. He
Predator.
does in Croatian.
Snort smack. That's not a good idea.
Did you ever see that film? Did you ever see that film I Am Legend with Will Smith? He looks like one of those lunatics.
Quality player.
Guys, let's get
That's
into
just
it.
lads in Pierce Park and Crumlin.
Great player though.
Front 3.
Your front three, as chosen by our illustrious Monday matchup panel: Phil Foden,
Anthony Martial.
Yeah.
Phil Foden,
What?
Phil
Right.
Foden.
Harry Kane,
Delighted.
and Mohamed Salah.
Yes, that's
So
it.
Phil
that's
Foden
a Wayne
playing
pick
ahead of
Foden.
Mason Mount. I love it.
I had Mason Mount, you know. I had Mason Mount.
Yeah, Mason, and actually, just for the Man United fans listen to this show, I actually had Bruno up in the. I put him. I was sneaky. I put Bruno up on the top, and I had Mason Mount in the midfield. So you could have flipped either of those.
You are.
Yeah, I had Mount in my midfield.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
Mount in my midfield as well, yeah. With
You,
Souček
you
and
already,
Bruno.
you already said it earlier, but I think you were dead right. I think Mohamed Salah has got a rough deal in the press. I thought he was brilliant this season, man.
Yeah, me too.
And I thought he showed real moments of brilliance, like, and the whole Liverpool team to never say die actually finishing third, man, was kind of good to see, you know. And I don't think Mohamed Salah got half the credits he deserved this season. Like, he put in a proper shift, so I think he deserves to be in team of the season at the very least.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And do you reckon,
Oh,
lads,
he does.
if Lingard had a sign for West Ham at the start of the season, do you reckon he might get in the team now?
Yeah.
Definitely.
If his form was the whole way through, you couldn't argue that.
Definitely.
West Ham would be in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They'd be in the fucking Super League to be the only team in it.
Yeah, they might have contemplated bringing them in. All right,
They would have, yeah.
We also said to finish out the season as well, we would look towards the Euros and we would have a European draw for our Euros. So I've gone on to my friends in FIFA or UEFA, whatever it is, and they sent me over
You
the
have friends in FIFA and UEFA, Niall.
I
You
have friends everywhere, pal. I run a football
You're up.
podcast. As Fabrizio Romano, my good mate. So we have the bag here with the team. So what I did was I laid out the names in order of in the Premier League how they finish. So Wayne's going to draw. Well, I'm going to draw the team, but you will be the first time, Wayne, that's drawn.
Now,
And then-
just before we go further ahead, Niall's out of taking up the two best teams and just he's sitting on them, right? So everyone's going to get a shit team, and then Niall will be like, "Oh look, I
They're
got
all
Portugal
in,
and
they're
France."
all in there.
Would
Trust
you
me.
look what happened?
So Noel, why don't you explain to the listeners how this is going to work for
The way this is going to work is you
don't
are all
have
going to
listeners.
get Northern Macedonia and Ukraine. I'm going to get Germany, France, and Portugal. This is how this is
Wayne.
going to work.
Graham's getting Spurs.
This is going to be on the camera so you can see.
Wales.
This is not a bag of crisps or anything like that. So what it is it's going to be Wayne, and then it's going to be Mark Hogan, Darren, and Anthony, obviously the Man United fans on. And then it's going to be Dean Fitz, Craig, Dean Malone, and myself for Liverpool. Then it's going to be Ian for Chelsea, who finished fourth. Graham is going to pull up the rear end for Spurs, who finished 15th.
Mention the Jones, don't you there again?
Take it from there.
The rear end.
Can I have
Leaving it to the end.
Here's the first one that came out. Italy.
Come on, Albania.
Italy,
Ooh.
you can see that. So Wayne got Italy.
Wayne, do you want to do a trade? Do you want to do a trade already, Wayne? Yeah.
Next out for Mark Hogan, the Czech Republic.
We're here.
I don't know if you can see that.
Thomas
Up to
Silva
check.
on the town Tuesday.
I'll give these a bit of an hour shuffle. Up next is Darren.
Hogan's Towers from the Czech
I'm gonna get rear-ended here. Watch this.
Darren's after getting Scotland, Go on, Andy
Hey,
Robinson.
Fleur of
You look like a big
Skull.
Scot there, the big redhead.
Hang on there.
Or it'll be on the cans of tenants now next week.
Iron brew during the day, tenants at night.
Anthony's up next. Anthony's after getting Denmark. I don't know.
Noel.
If you can see this.
Come on, the
yeah.
lads. Come on, the
Noel,
lads.
did you say Dane Malone's name?
Yeah, Dave Malone's there. Yeah,
He's
you're-
not getting a
He
pick.
came onto the podcast twice and he said one word.
we have to even up the numbers.
I don't think that's fair that I'm here every fucking
Right, well, I'm giving you permission to go through
Only
the
when
bag
you're
and
winning,
pick out
Ian.
North.
You're only here
I'm
when
down.
you're winning.
This is a
We're all-
live draw.
Hey,
Just like to
you're
remind
only
us, this
here
is a
'cause of my
live
network.
draw. Dane Fitz is up next. Dane, you got Turkey.
Yes,
Hey.
yes,
Go on, Dustin.
yes.
Go on, Dustin.
We actually still stuck a few bob on them today to win it.
Who's up next? Craig is up next. Craig got Belgium.
Ooh.
Good team.
Good 10.
Dane Malone is
No,
up
all the
next.
stats for them next week, but
Dane Malone got Russia.
Serves them right. Serves them right.
good.
I mixed this up.
Fix.
Up next is me. So it's not a fix. I got Finland. So there you go, lads.
They're a good Eurovision pick, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Finland, Nilpal.
Ian Kelly up next. Ian
Drum roll.
got Wales.
Serves them right for being a Chelsea cunt.
Not
Here,
bad.
Wales are better than fucking Scotland.
He loves Gareth Bale, man. He loves Gareth Bale.
And Graham is going to round out.
Bale signing for Chelsea next year. It's either Kane or Bale. One of them. They done us a favour yesterday.
Graham is going to round out the first one. Graham got Holland, the Netherlands.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Go on, Graham. So we go back around again.
Graham might have something to celebrate this season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ending with
Graham down in
What?
Richmond
Final,
Park
at
with
least.
Fernandez.
What's the bet that the Dutch get to the final and absolutely bottle it, huh?
Wayne, how fitting. Wayne's second team, England.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. I
uh,
said England were going to win. I said
Look at
yes.
this, lad.
Get knocked down the group
Mark's
stage again.
second team, Hungary.
Oh, fuck.
Hungry bastard.
I might as well leave the chat now, lads.
For a bit of Calpon. That's
Still a lot of good teams. A lot of good teams still left in here, lads. Darren's second team, Germany. Darren.
Ooh.
Thomas Müller.
Geil, yeah.
The Germans.
Come on, the France
Anthony.
and Portugal.
Anthony
Don't
got
mention the war.
Sweden.
Super.
Super Sweden. No Zlatan though.
Henrik Larsson's coming back for a tour.
That's it. That's definitely
Like
it.
Zlatan.
Dave Fitz.
They're
His
doing the draw,
favorite,
just leave
his
that up
favorite
there
women
now.
on the planet, Poland.
Yeah. Poland and Turkey. Good vodka, and good heroin. Yes.
And all the protein in
And a
Turkey.
25% discount on your teeth.
Craig, second team, Portugal.
Fuck off.
Jesus.
You got Belgium
All
and
the
Portugal.
Liverpool lads being set
Great.
up.
Belgium and
All the
Portugal.
Liverpool lads being looked after.
Dean Malone, second team, the Ukraine.
Yeah, suits them. Russia and the
Come on,
Ukraine.
Bruno.
You know. Comment of the day, you know. I knew it.
My second team, I got Spain.
Oh, fuck off.
Ah, lads, I got Spain and Finland. Give us a rest.
Oh, yeah, because it's only Spain that could win it. Like,
And your second team coming out now,
watch. Fucking Belarus if they're even a thing.
France.
Ooh.
Olivier.
See that when I draw them out, then it goes all quiet. And I'm happy enough with that.
I'm
Well,
all
it's
right
the
with that, Noel. You deserve Spain. Well done.
And the final team out for Graham, Croatia.
That's all right, Graham.
Not bad.
Second,
Not bad.
Kovacic.
That concludes the draw for the first round of the Euros 2021.
I think it's safe to say I won't be in the second round anyway.
All I
Who
can
got
say is
Ireland?
best of luck.
Italy and England ain't bad, is it?
Steve Kenny got Ireland.
Do you want to do a swap on one of the teams there, Wayne?
No, you're all right. You're grand.
I'm gonna text Craig now and
I'll
ask.
give you France for Italy.
No, you're all right.
So there you go, lads. There's the draw
Who
for the
did
Euros.
Craig get Belgium and Portugal?
And he's not
Graham.
even here.
Graham, I'll give you Hungary for St. Pat's.
What have you got? Your Portugal, France, and Germany all in the one group, haven't you? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Group of them.
Madness.
I know France are going to top that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, lads,
Kinda.
I don't know what else we need to discuss at this stage. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun.
Lads, I think we need to.
Sorry.
I'd like to.
I picked out our top 3 moments on the show. I haven't got the video ready yet, but the video will be going up on YouTube this week. But the top 3 moments in 3rd place, drum roll, please, was Graham with Tanganian.
I thought it was going to be Graham with, well, Graham, what have you got saying? He just went, I don't know.
that evening when
Tanganyika
became Tanganian, he became a country.
He became a country in a Marvel universe.
Yeah. In 2nd place, drum roll, please, Mr. Dean Fitz putting a 45 to John Henry's eye. After we heard about the European Super League. But in 1st place, lads, in 1st place this season, no doubt, and I'm sure people will remember this, in 1st place, one Darren McCummonsky, who would let his kids get stoned to win a few leagues. Without a shadow of a doubt, was the number 1 moment on the series this year. Unbelievable.
I'd like to say a few words as well. Sitting in the background, when I started this Dynamo Podcast Network, Niall.
Hold on, just get me tissues. Hold on, just get tissues.
Boy, yeah, go on.
You haven't another pedal.
I have to say, it's true though. When I started this Dynamo Podcast Network, Niall had absolutely no experience doing any sort of podcasting work, anything at all, other than joining in on, the 4 Podmen and stuff like that.
And nothing's changed.
And nothing's changed. But no, what he did was, this was a concept, an idea that like the 2 of us had, and to watch it kind of evolve and come to fruition, and to see the progression that Niall's made, just for the Dynamo Podcast Network in general. I think it would only be right for me to say thanks to Niall and thanks to all of you lads that have
Well
been
done, lads. Well done.
participated. Every single person that's been on the show and on this network, and people that have watched and subscribed and commented and took any sort of interest, lads, it means the world to us. So Niall, my friend, you are the player of the season. Take a bow, son.
Cheers.
Go on, Noel.
Lad, can I just say one thing as well? I came here a boy and I'm leaving a boy. I hate every single one of you.
You're leaving non-binary.
I'm glad you're taking the credit for piggybacking off.
Dino Lovato.
Dino Lovato. We're just doing this in jest. We actually support non-binary people 100% here at the upper tier. But came here a boy. I've left more immature than I was before. And
is that possible?
I'm going to become a father in 4 weeks, lads. I can't believe in myself. So this time next year, I'll be sitting here with my own on me. And
Congratulations,
there's
Dino.
exciting things ahead for us. Huh?
Yeah.
Love you all.
Yeah.
Well, there's
The
not
mini
much.
Dino, that's scary.
There's not much I can add to that, lads, but it's been an absolute pleasure. Every single show, every single input, every single laugh, every single tear. It's been a roller coaster of a season. And we've had a lot of laughs and a lot of good fun. And we're going to have a lot more because we've lots of good ideas coming up for the new season and stuff like that. And you guys are going to be getting a hell of a lot more involved because we're going to be turning that dial up a notch again now for the next season. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. That's all I can say. Get your asses over to YouTube. Smash that subscribe and bell notification button for the last time this season. This has been your final Monday mashup of the season. Pleasure. Congrats to City. Congrats to Liverpool, Chelsea and United on the Champions League.
There you go, that's coming in the post down to you, Wayne.
It's going to be an absolute madness when we're doing this in bars next season.
Losers medal
This
next
will be
week.
unreal. Audio versions of the show are available on Anchor.
And
as
down
always,
Spurs beat team.
If
All
you
right,
want to
Tom.
become part of this family next season, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we'd love to have you on. You're more than welcome. It doesn't matter who you support. Graham is a good example of that. We have him on every week, but he follows Spurs. Absolute belter
Not a
of
brave
it.
face.
That's
for
community. Bring on a Spurs fan.
Yeah, just before we go, Niall, you can vouch for me on this. Graham actually sits in Anfield singing "You'll Never Walk Alone," kissing a Liverpool badge on a scarf. He's not really a sports fan.
Never.
In fairness, it was a half and half
Never
scarf.
do that.
Oh, well. Where is it? I haven't got it in my house.
You gave it the bars on the way out.
Fair, he thought it was the Tanzanian national flag.
Lads, pleasure. Appreciate you all. Talk to you again real soon.
Nice one, Niall. Thanks.
Bye.